Okay guys, I just got home. I need to set up my desk to work. I have work after work, which means you do your full day in the office and yet you still gotta come home and do more work. So yay, that's me. So hello, hopefully that's better. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today's video is another day in the life of a data analyst. I am just getting off from work from working a full day in the office, and I have some additional work that I need to get done. I just got some data back from our finance team as I was leaving, and we are supposed to have this data ready for a call tomorrow. So that's what I'm going to be working on for a little bit, I think, and then possibly, hopefully it's only a little bit. I should only have to work for a few minutes now, and I'll finish the rest in the morning, and we get what we get, and we are not going to throw a fit. So what I need to do is to analyze performance, sales performance, as far as like the counts, the volume of sales for two different metrics and for two different groups or two different groups within the business. So that's what I'm working on, and it was kind of like a last minute ask to get this data from finance. Sorry, I'm getting my work phone so I can log on. Okay, let me log on and get my desk set up. I'll be working from home for the next couple of days. But yeah, so I need to get some data, put it in a deck. Well, use this data, analyze it the best I can with the time that I have, put it in a deck, and then provide that to my, they're going to review it on a call tomorrow. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on for this last little bit. And then I think tomorrow I should be able to, we have a lot of calls tomorrow, but I am hoping I can get back to working on my dashboard. One of the dashboards, I updated some of the data in it today, and we got word from finance that our data that we were expecting to have finalized. Oh, hold on. No, where is my, oh, y'all are in the way. Sorry, excuse me. So we were supposed to be able to finalize data on Monday, but it looks like that's going to be delayed until Friday. So that's putting a delay in things and may cause a delay in other things that we normally do. Like we normally provide like a readout of performance, but all we have is prelim data at this point. All right, so let me get into that. And I'm hungry. I need to eat something. So, all right, I'll check it back with you guys a little bit later or tomorrow. All right, good morning. Ah! Okay, we're not starting off. We're not doing great. We're not. All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. Today, I don't know what today is going to be. We shall see. But I have my big mug of coffee, which I need to drink and be caffeinated for the day. Today, my plan is to work on my Tableau dashboard, make some modifications to it and some updates. Do we have a lot of calls today? I know one we have at 11, but I think that may be it. Is that it? So 1 at 11, and I have a call after my shift at 4:30. I don't know if I'm going to stay. It's 4:30 to 5, and I really don't want to be working that late. Plus, I need to finish editing a video because I would like to get a video up tomorrow on Friday. We'll see. We have possibly 2 meetings today, and one, I need to review some of the results that I was working on last night. Someone else put in a kind of like text table into the deck to go over the readout of the numbers. So like if they're happy, if that's what they want, and look, who am I to tell them no? We can just leave it as is. If that's what you wanted, okay. An update. Okay, why does Chrome update like every 2 seconds of its life? Like, oh, and like this week was just kind of like just to get you caught up, because I feel like a lot of the stuff that's happening is happening when I'm in the office those days. So like earlier this week, well no, last week, I don't know if I told you guys this. So last week, well, I didn't intend to do someone else's work. My manager tagged me in a project that I handed off to someone else, and she tagged me to do some work on it. I misunderstood what she wanted, so I did what I would normally do, and she was coming into the office later that day, so I didn't have an opportunity to check in with her to say, hey, is this right? Am I understanding this right? So I just did the work, didn't ask any questions. And then I realized like, hey, something's off with the numbers. Like this doesn't look right. This isn't where we're normally at. I'm seeing like almost a 40% decrease in performance. We need to look into this. We need to ask questions. We need to get feedback from our markets, because it was happening. Although the overall drop was about 40%, there was a more significant drop in 2 of our markets. So she asked me to, well, when she got in, I mentioned that to her, that I was pulling the data, I updated it, and she was like, no, that's not what I wanted you to do with the project. I wanted you to do this. So I did what she asked me to do. And then I told her, like I told her in the team, what I found while I was updating the results. And I went back and dug and got some additional data to do some analytics and compare, hey, this is where performance was like the first week of April versus the first week in May. And this is where you can see the drop. I gave them the counts from the numerator and denominator that makes up this metric so they can see like, hey, it doesn't appear to be like an issue with opportunity, because it seems like they're getting even more opportunities, but we're seeing less sales. So I gave them that data. We presented it on our call that we had last Thursday. And so yesterday comes out that the issue that I found was actually an issue at the data source with a vendor that we work with. There is missing data that from them, and right now it seems like we're not going to get this data from this other vendor that we work with. So I don't know if it's because it's going to be too costly, or if it's truly an issue of like files are missing, so because sometimes it's going to be more expensive to try and recover and get this data than it's worth just to have it missing. Like that happens sometimes. So we'll see. Right now we're just being told that they're unable to recover the data. So that's impacting our performance results, and we've called it out. So there's that. And so it's going to impact our May results because of this missing data unless they're able to recover it. We just have to keep that in mind in the future. If we go back and do like a retrospective and review performance, historically, and see, okay, what happened? Because, as time goes by, you forget. So we need to make sure we keep that on record somewhere that, hey, this was an issue. So that's what I'm keeping track of. That happened this week. And I just felt so validated. Like, I told y'all something was wrong. Like, 'cause sometimes you're like, I need y'all to look into it, and it ends up being nothing, or people don't believe you. Like, people will say like, well, it's the beginning of the month. It's early in the month. It's not a big deal. They'll catch up. No, something is wrong. Y'all need to look into it. So I'm glad that they looked into it, found that there was an actual issue, and that was that issue. I don't know, like a manager that's on the team with me, he's not my manager, but a manager that's on this team, he asked our finance team for some data, and I don't understand what they're trying to do with this data, or what's the point to show it, and if they're even getting what it is that they want, because right now we're just showing a breakdown of counts of sales, but what are you trying to prove out? Like, the counts of sales have remained relatively the same month over month. Like, you're not seeing a significant change from what it was previously for this particular sale. I don't know what they're trying to prove with this. I really don't know. And they're like, I was asked to put a slide together, but I'm just like, I don't know what you're trying to get out of this data, or even if you asked our finance partners for the right data, because I don't think you know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. But when I look at the data, the numbers have remained relatively the same. One sales, like we can see one has increased, but like, yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, we can see an increase in this one specific sale, but the sale that they're thinking about, like excluding in a metric, there's not necessarily been a change in the volume. So I don't know what they're trying to do, because 1 month, so in March it was 36,000, in April 38,000, and in May they're forecasted to do 37,000. So like 36, 38, 30, it's remaining relatively the same. I don't get it. If you exclude it, okay, but the sales have remained relatively if they exclude it from the metric, not meaning employees can't sell that product, but if they exclude it from the metric, I don't see that it's going to make a significant difference in the metric, because those sales have remained relatively the same month over month. All right, we'll see. Well, let me get back into work. All right, I'll check in with you guys later. understand it. People that want to be in leadership and have no clue how reporting works, like it drives me nuts. It drives me crazy. You want to, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Do you understand how the reporting works before you start asking questions? Like, you don't understand. Can you pull this data and pull it from these two dashboards? Well, you know, these two dashboards are going to give you two different things. Okay, now their denominator is going to be different. The denominator at this level will be higher. The denominator for the it's confusing because people keep, oh my gosh, can y'all stop? Look at their actuals. What? Do you have access to the quantity in this screenshot? That's not the final data. That's not the final data, but it be in my dashboard. My dashboard has the finalized counts. If you go to it and use it, like, please just use the dashboard that was already created. You just need to filter it. Like, why would you use something? Not sure why you would want something that's not finalized data. Higher level first. Girl, bye. I'm sorry. I'm stressed out. Like, when people keep asking you for stuff back to back, and it's just like, use the resources that are available to you, because I'm pretty sure my dashboard that you have access to has these counts. I don't know if it has the breakdown that you're looking for, but I don't know. Let me pull it up, because I'm pretty sure it has it in there. And then people are asking me, where can I find this data? Like, this is the problem. People don't want to use the tools and resources available to them. They just want people to give them the answers. Okay, can you please open my dashboard? Thank you. Like, I just opened it this morning and updated it. Okay, and then I'm trying to understand someone else's dashboard, because people keep comparing our data to it, and it's like, look, it's different, and there's a reason why it's different. So no, I'm no longer doing this Tableau. Like, this is why I can't stay on track with getting this thing done, if someone's always wanting something. Okay, so at this level of detail, when you're, so essentially column represent, when I'm looking at this, what does that mean? Getting this short query. All right, I just need it from where, what's the report date? Okay, so I'm gonna copy all of this. I need to check my understanding before I can tell them whether or not we can get this data or not. So what was the calculation? Because I'm pretty sure I was given it. So we have, I don't know. Okay, you guys, hello. It has been a minute since I have checked in with you. I know, my bad. So it has gotten really busy. I've been asked to, so what I'm currently do is working on doing a run rate of some numbers on this issue with sales. Like, we know that we're missing sales data for a few days on this new metric because of an issue, like a data issue. Data's missing at the source, pretty much. So what I've been asked to do is to do a current, like, do a run rate of, based on where we're at month to date, how are we expected to end the month? So I'm working on that, and based on that, we're going to end up doing about 500 more sales than we did last month. But I do know, like, based on my calculations, we're missing, just estimated, about 600 sales, like 650 sales per day over, I think the issue was like a 4 or 5 day thing. So I'm not adding that in, I'm not factoring that into it, but I just know, I'm telling people, keep in mind, we have data missing, what was it, May 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, so 5 days. We have 600 times 5. So that's like 3,000 sales potentially that we missed out on. So that means that our results are going to be lower. So they're trying to determine what is the ROI, which is return on investment. Right now, because we're going to end pretty much flat, is we're not going to have an ROI pretty much. Like, we're not going to see, like, I don't think they're going to say, like, because we made changes to the metric, they're not going to see that impact for the month of May. I mean, bad news story, but we can also speak to the fact that we know that, like, based on historical data, like, this is where we would typically perform at. And because we just don't know what, unless we get that data recovered, we just don't know, like, what the actual story would be for the month of May. But I got that. I need to do some calculations on that data. And then we have a call to discuss this at 4:30. It's already after 3:30. It's just like another hour and a half. Well, the call starts in an hour, but I'll have to work until 5 because the call ends at 5. Hopefully I don't need to work later than 5. That's what I'm working on, doing some run rates and providing that. And then we'll move forward. So let's get back to running these numbers. So where is I need to see where are the numbers? Oh, it is. Why was I seeing 88? What was going on? Was that the last month? Was I on April? Oh, I was in April. I'm like, why don't these numbers match? Literally driving myself nuts. So how can I calculate this? Let's undo. So they get the run rate they're earning how much? What's the percent? 15%. So if we do, no, I need, oh.